Alive and alert on the north side of the dirt. It's D-Real. That's your man Theo B. And this right here is Friday.
This is how we do it. Don't.
What he said.
This is how we.
Please
Yeah.
We in the building, and we're glad whoever's in the building is in the building.
It's Friday. Listen, they don't pull up tonight. They're gonna miss something because this is Friday.
It is.
We feeling pretty good. We feeling pretty good. My brother is at a nice high altitude right now. He's flying above the clouds. Right now, we are approaching the runway for liftoff ourselves.
Well, you know what I'm saying? Hey, see you when you get there, baby. Mr. Ray Smith is in the building. Mr. Ray Smith, how the heck are you, sir?
My mentor is in the building. What's going on, Mr. Smith?
Grand Madam Taro is in the building. It look like it's gonna be you know what? I ain't even gonna say it. I'm gonna just say it's gonna be a classy affair.
It's gonna be a classy event, man. Oh, speaking of classy,
what was that?
I reached out to brother Juju,
the devil dog.
Talked to him about what we talked about, what we was talking about. And I believe brother Juju is down. Made me think about it is Grand Madam Taro and Mr. Ray Smith, whom we have to speak to off the book. Yes, we will be talking to y'all too off the book and everything like that. We got some stuff planned for the Rock With Me Nation, the Council of Conduct, Black Panther fan group. We're gonna make it do what it do. We still blow up Shwayden in 2025. Can I say that? Blow up Shwayden.
Blow up Shwayden.
Blow up Shwayden. Yeah, that's the word.
Hold up. The last time I heard a human being say blow up Shwayden and they meant that shit, it was a whole couple another decades ago.
I ain't saying I'm just now.
To answer your question, feel free to use blow up Shwayden in any manner you feel comfortable using.
Yeah, blow up Shwayden. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, but no, we're gonna have a great show, man. I think we got some silly stuff. There's some interesting stuff, some stuff that we can make. Speaking of which, did you know Ronald Isley is still touring? Mr. Biggs.
Yes, I did.
I seen the video of my dog.
Did you know Ron Isley has a wife that's 35 years younger than him?
He's my hero. Yes, I do.
Okay. And that's probably why he's still touring.
Watch this. He was my hero when I realized he pulled what's Angela Winbush?
Angela Winbush, yeah.
I said, oh, that's my hero right there. I want to be like him when I grow up. I damn sure do that. I want to be like him when I grow up. And then I remember the JS girls. JS, I remember when that group came out, I did. And I said, oh, yes, sir. I'm gonna be like you when I grow up. And now if I can get to where he at, still it. I see my
Paul Martin, hell no. He ain't with Angela Winbush no more. Did you just hear me say he got him a little 40-something-year-old?
No, sir, Mr. Martin. He got him a baddie. He got him.
And she got him looking clean. He ain't trying to hide it. You know what I'm saying? He like, yes, I died. You know, because I got a full gray beard, but I got a whole black head of hair. And I ain't mad at you because women do it all the time. Why can't a man do it? Why can't a man do it? Huh? Why?
She ain't never looked at nobody else either. I'm like, that Ron, that's how you do it, Ron.
I mean, I don't know nothing about her other than the fact that what she look like, and I know she done put strides in the man's step because he look like he about to go sit down somewhere. And you know, she probably got him, you know, popping that pill to hey.
See, I ain't even looking in the camera.
Hey, I'm just saying.
You know why? You know why? Like I said, I remember the singing group. They were actually in the R. Kelly video. And I'm sitting up here like, and because I know what both of them look like. And he went, I'm just going to say, he's my hero. That's what that
Grand Madam Terra say he bought her contract for $150K.
Listen, I ain't mad at my dog.
Hey, Ron. Hey, we got a classier crowd up in here, but we know it's an older saying. You know, it's an older saying when you step into somebody, purse first, ass last. Okay, purse first, purse first. You know what I mean? I'm showing him. I'm showing it how I'm blowing it. I'm walking it like I'm talking it.
I don't think we give Angela Winbush enough respect. Like, I don't think
we don't give Angela Winbush enough respect.
I'm just saying, like, I don't. We don't.
Wait, can I give you just a little visual of what was going on with Angela Winbush? Do you really want to know? Angela Winbush, it was like us when we were younger.
Right. But when I go back,
she was running the room.
When we go back, you know, when we talk about baddies back
how come we don't say Renee and Angela no more?
Yeah, because
I'm gonna leave it right there.
I like you don't have to cry.
I do too.
Alone. But what I'm saying is this, because I'm a heterosexual male. Much love to you, Renee, but this ain't got nothing to do with you. But y'all song. Yes, you on the playlist. You're on the playlist. But my thing is this: when we talk about back in the day, we will mention Pam Grier.
Right.
We will mention Nicole from Star Trek.
Oh, Nichelle Nichols.
I don't know why we will mention Nichelle Nichols. We will. We would even mention Kennedy, the Kennedy young lady. We mentioned her. But now, this is where I'm sitting at. I got Chuck Khan. I got, and this ain't in no specific order, but I got Chaka Khan and I got Angela Winbush. And I don't think we do enough. Ladies, I'm sorry. We're going to start talking y'all too. Me, I am personally. I ain't talking to nobody else. Speaking for me.
My God, right there. Denise Nicholas and Bernadette Stannis, whom I have met in person and talked to and chopped it up with. And while we talking about like from the 70s, Teresa Graves.
Oh my God, get Christian Love. Get Christian Love. Lord have mercy, Jesus. Go on, get Christian Love. Go on.
Lola Falana.
Go on, get Christian Love. Go on.
And what was her name? What was her name?
You had me Christian Love.
Vonetta McGee.
Lord, wait, hold on. Wait. We can't forget old girl from Good Time, the woman. Bernadette Stannis.
You missed that one. You missed
I was still fading out from Teresa Graves.
you missed that one. See, Grand Matter said it right after. Yeah.
Wait a minute. Hold on. I ain't gonna do it like that. I know Stephanie Mills.
In the 70s?
I don't know.
Stephanie Mills was 13.
Not Stephanie Mills. What's the little short one?
Stephanie Mills is short, but we didn't start looking at her like that till the 80s.
That's what I'm talking about. I mean, she was grown when I was a kid. So
Okay. And Paul Martin said Maria from Sesame Street. I know every person on here had a crush on Maria from Sesame Street. Go ahead, admit it, admit it, admit it. Everybody was like, Maria, my girlfriend.
Lord have mercy, Jesus, boy. I tell you the truth, boy. Lord have mercy.
I love you, Maria from Sesame Street.
You see how I thought I'm still late. And the thing was, as long as she was with Renee, I ain't know it was like that until she left. I think that was on purpose. When she did her first solo song, I said, whoa, 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 whoa.
The one with Don Cheadle hopping around in it.
I said, yeah, that one. I said, wait, hold on.
The real thing.
That was the real thing for real. For real.
Yeah, I remember that. See, she had videos by herself. She like, Renee, who? You know, doing her.
And the sad part about it is
behind the scenes writing and composing and arranging stuff.
That's what it was. I wanted to root for Renee. I did. Because I like, damn dog, she gone solo, huh? So I want to still root for him. But then when he released his single, I was like, yeah, I don't think this gonna work.
Hey, Grand Madam. Your Grand Madam brought it up. Angel. Remember Angel by Angela Winbush?
Man.
Girl could bobble. Girl could bobble, couldn't she? She can sing. She can sing.
Man, Lord have mercy, Jesus. Lord. And so, like I said, Mr. Ronald Isley is my hero. Because I like, oh, you got Angela? Oh, shit.
Hey. Lil Paul lived vicariously through that brother David when he was with Maria. I would crush when they broke up.
Man, listen. I mean, low key, I was like, when they broke up, him and Angela, I was like, what is you doing?
Hey, I was like, so you're saying there's a chance.
What is you?
I can dream again.
Well, then when he got with old girl, the young lady from JS, I said, shit, I don't.
Hey, they call him Mr. Beast for a reason, sir.
Hey, man, what did Stuart Scott used to say? Holler at a player when you see him in the street.
Okay. Kamayo was when he fell in love with Angel.
Say what now?
He said Angel is when he fell in love with Angela Winbush.
Man, listen, he went. It didn't take me that. When she hit that note, she did the little. You don't have to cry, because she like, solo high riff or whatever, and then you hold. You don't have to cry. I said, no, that's it. That's you. You see how she talking to you. You want a woman to tell you that you don't have to cry. You that would take your head and just tuck it down into her bosoms. Tuck it down into her bosoms and tell you everything gonna be all right. That's everything gonna be all right.
He said bosoms.
You remember the bosoms with the powder?
Oh goodness. Nah, I believe I was a king in Africa back then.
You ain't never been a kid and had a woman when she give you a hug at church, mess around, and you just get all the you just getting all the Johnson and Johnson all up in your nostrils and everything like that.
Powder. Okay.
Yeah. Come here, get you be like, Lord, G, first, I can't breathe. That's first and foremost. And what little oxygen I am getting is diluted with powder, Johnson and Johnson, perfume. This is a struggle for me right now.
Wait, time out. Grand Madam said, y'all better quit calling out all these names. And she named out some men's. She said Max Julian, Ron O'Neal, Raymond St. John, and Chris Jasper. Chris Jasper, how specific?
you know, you know,
you got a type, grandmaster.
You
You
know, it's
got a
crazy.
type.
Wasn't Max the one that How to Be a Player? Was he the one on the Mac?
The Mac, man,
Yeah, okay.
Goldie, the Mac.
Let me tell you
Hey,
something.
Mr. Pretty Tony.
Let me tell you
You
something.
know the name of the game. Yo,
No, okay.
chose me.
I got a confession.
That Mac.
I got a confession. So
Yes,
I didn't
yes,
seen How to Be a Player years before I didn't seen the Mac. Years. Don't judge me. Don't judge. I won't say it's the 90s when I see the Mac. Dude tell me, say, Theo, you got to watch this. Don't do that. Wait. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. I was trying, but I didn't move down to Camilla, Georgia and everything. We wasn't really working with that many channels. One or two of them really coming in. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying. So I finally watches it, right? And I'm like, first, let me give a big shout out to Richard Pryor. I didn't even know this was him. Like, you over here? That's what you said.
Yeah. He was Goldie's man.
The scene at the pool hall when Buddy fronted him by his car.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. That's that. Can you buy that?
The scene in the little hideout where he told Buddy to stick himself. You tough when you can tell another grown ass man to stick himself, and that's what he gonna do.
The scene where one of his girls tried to jive him, and he told her she better get out there and get him all his money. Now get.
And that was the one that started it with it, wasn't it? Yeah, boy, Goldie wasn't no joke.
Yeah. Girl, I'm in this pimp game. You gonna have to figure it out.
Goldie wasn't no joke. Now, we can either handle this like some men, or we can get up into some straight up gangster shit. Your bitch chose me.
Hey,
damn, that's tough.
Hey, and he's saying everything can be worked out. It ain't got to come to blows. We can just negotiate something. Just come talk to me in a pool hall. Talk to me. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, but he trying to show out and sticking people with sword canes and carrying out.
That was look. I guess we got to hype up Grand Madam. I guess we got to talk about Isaac Kennedy in penitentiary. I guess we got to bring that name up too.
Oh, not too sweet. Not too sweet. Nah, but you know what? I suspect, and Grand Madam can chime in if she wants to, but I suspect that Leon Isaac Kennedy, he might have had that look, but he was not her type. If I'm wrong, tell me, Grand Madam, that Leon Isaac Kennedy was not your type. But most of the women was like, yeah, he was they type. But for some reason, I got myself thinking you was a little more discerning and was like, nah, I ain't gonna fall for it.
I'm gonna tell you, I had mixed opinions. I had mixed feelings about watching Penitentiary. Cause
what?
I'm like, huh?
You had mixed feelings.
Yeah, because I was like, I'm very much me now. I'm not talking about nobody else. I'm very much me. Very much me. And so I'm looking at this.
Look at me. See, I'm so good. He said, I hated Leon Kennedy because of how he mistreated Jane. Me too, Grand Madam. Me too.
So nobody should feel bad when I say what I'm getting ready to say. It was like, I know what it was and I know what the intention was, but this was way too much. This was a meat party. This was a sausage fest. And I don't give a damn how many times you show me somebody getting their ass whooped. It's not taken away from the effect. It is a whole bunch of, it's just a place I don't want to be. Like it's and then everybody's sweating and glistening. Who this for? This got to be for Grand Madam Tarot. This ain't for me. This ain't for me. This couldn't have been for me.
Okay. At the risk of sounding rude.
Say what?
I'm going to say glistening in sweat.
I'm just saying, like,
I'm gonna say that to you. sir.
I'm just saying because it was a lot of, and then it was a lot of references in there, like implied stuff was gonna happen if folks didn't do what other folks wanted them to do. And I was like,
Theo, it was prison, bro. Prison. Did the realization of prison not sink in?
why would never want to be there. But you know what? Action Jackson. Give me some Carl Weathers. Give me some Carl Weathers.
Okay.
That's my hero right there. One hit a quitter.
And my good friend Denise Matthews, rest in power, who is no longer with us.
See, my hero. He made you see. You know what he made me feel like? He made me feel like that even as a black dude, I could look at the sister that was kicking it with the rich white dude, and because I was that brother, she was gonna leave him for me. That's what that was gonna be. I ain't have to have as much money as him. I was a real one. That's all I needed to be, was a real one.
Yeah.
That's all I needed to be, it was a real one.
Oz. Paul Martin said that's why I would watch Oz with the remote in my hand and ESPN on previous channel. That's why, and that's the same thing I would do with American Gods. And how do we get on this topic?
Grandmadam.
See, you see what happens? You see, and that's all it takes. That's all it takes. That's all it takes. You know what? Last night, I forgot to do something on my live last night, and I'm going to do it tonight. April 1st, we lost the great Mr. Val Kilmer. And Val Kilmer, when I say Val Kilmer has starred in virtually some of my most favoriteest roles. That's 4 of them right there on the screen. Everybody loves Val Kilmer as Doc Holliday in Tombstone. There ain't nobody in the chat right now that ain't thinking, well, I'm your Huckleberry or Johnny Ringo. You look like someone just walked over your grave. Boy, he was effete and cold-blooded in that role. You know what I'm saying? Like I might be sick, but I could still shoot straight. Matt Mardigan and Willow, I know that was more of a you're the muscle kind of role, but I think the significance of this role was where he met his wife on the set, Joanne Wally, who became Joanne Wally Kilmer. That's a little bit of entertainment for you. Of course, the unforgettable Jim Morrison of the Doors, the Lizard King, and Iceman from Top Gun. Condolences to him and his family, and rest in power. And thank you also very much for the performances that you gave us. Also, I wanted to mention Batman, but he ain't my favorite Batman.
Thank you for that segue. Thank you for that, because I want to talk about this. So we got the 4 Batman movies, right? Val Kilmer came after Michael Keaton. I think it's safe to say we probably consider Michael Keaton's version of Batman better than Val Kilmer's version of Batman. But this is when we make critical reviews, analysis. We're not going to say that movie didn't do well because it was too many white men in that movie. That's not what we're going to say, because we could. We could say that movie didn't perform well enough because it wasn't woke enough and it didn't have enough DEI in it. We could. We could absolutely say that. Like world-class bullshitters, like Valiant Renegade, and so many other folks out there, so-called movie reviewers, we could. But no, Val Kilmer is an exceptionally talented actor. God rest in peace, rest his soul, and everything like that. He did the best he could with the script. It was the script. The script sucked. The script sucked. The script sucked. Let me see. We had Val Kilmer in that movie, right? Yeah. We had him in that movie. We had Tommy Lee Jones in that movie, right? Yeah. Right? Yeah. And we had a very young, up and coming John, what's the comedian name? Played the Riddler?
Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey. We had Jim Carrey. And that movie underperformed. Why? Not because Jim Carrey didn't do an excellent job as the Riddler. He did. That dude did not know how to twirl a cane worth a damn before he got the role. He suffered. He hit it. He hurt himself quite a few times getting ready for that role. Tommy Lee Jones is Tommy Lee Jones. We don't need to say that. We've seen Tommy Lee Jones do more with an actor who act like he can do some karate stuff on a ship. I like, damn, y'all made that work. That was a better script. It's better script. Did not have the actors that this Batman movie did. So I said all that to say this. All y'all movie critics out there, y'all full of that be blaming stuff on DEI and woke, y'all full of bullshit. Pun intended. Pun intended. You should be able to critically break down a damn movie and say specifically what was wrong with it. The plot to the third Batman movie was way over the damn top. We had a change in directors. We had a change in writers. We're not going to blame this on too many white men being in the movie because that's a false narrative.
Oh, goodness gracious. But we vibing.
We vibing. I was rolling up while I was thinking about it, and I was hitting it.
Okay. Let me say this.
There.
The Michael Keaton Batman movies.
There, hold on.
Yes.
Because you know they call you prophet, right?
Uh-huh.
So this is when I get to interact with my dog. Because you know, we don't talk sometimes during the course of the week, you know, not like this. Not over the phone. So because I did this on my live, but I want to do this with you.
Okay.
Because you watch more than I have. I just know that just based on our interaction. I know you watch more movies than I have. So
okay.
Rocky Horror Picture Show.
What about it?
Is that a critically acclaimed movie?
Critically acclaimed.
Yeah.
Technically,
I'm just asking.
No.
Okay.
But it is a cult classic. It is a cultural phenomenon.
Cultural phenomenon. Would that be a DEI movie?
No, it wouldn't. Because those people are there because of their merits.
No. That's not what I'm talking about. How they got the job. What that movie is about. Ain't that about DEI? It's a lot of cross-dressing in that movie.
I thought it was a horror movie.
It could be both. It was both. Watch this. It's a DEI horror movie. Watch this one. Was Brokeback Mountain critically acclaimed?
It was actually.
Is that not a DEI movie?
If that's how you want to look at it.
Wait. Gone with the Wind. That's neither woke nor DEI, is it?
No.
It's critically acclaimed, isn't
it? It is.
Spike Lee's School Days, Do the Right Thing. Both of those movies. Matter of fact, hell, Malcolm X. Yeah, I like Malcolm X. Malcolm X. Oh, wait, Glory. Glory is critically acclaimed, isn't it?
Okay. It is. That's a different director, though.
It is.
Okay.
But it's a woke movie, isn't it?
No.
It's not a woke movie. Look at the cast. Look at the cast.
I'm looking at the cast, and I'm also sitting back and going, the definition of woke is.
I'm just saying what it's about. It ain't about white folk.
It's a cliched ass period piece that happens to have some of the most fantastic fucking acting in the universe in it. Okay, that's what it is. Glory didn't win Best Picture. Denzel Washington won Best Supporting Actor.
By definition, just by the sheer definition, and he woke, like he's a woke. I mean, because he black, he ain't got no choice. But I mean,
he's woke because he's black.
The reason why I'm asking this question, the reason why I've been asking these questions is because when I listen to these so-called critics and everything like that, and they blame movie failings on one or the other, it's so simple to just sit back and look through history. Movies that have succeeded and look at what those movies have been about, plot-wise, characterization-wise, not necessarily who's all been in it, but if you're looking at the majority of the cast, it is what it is. Black Panther is a woke movie. 1.3 billion.
Purposefully so.
Now, watch this. Black Panther 2 was also a woke movie. Now, are we saying it underperformed because it went woke? The first movie was woke. No, it's a bad plot. Watch this.
I'll get ready to start shooting at it, but I think that summarizes it quite well.
Yeah, no differently than when we look at the Marvels. We're not going to sit up here and say Brie Larson can't act. She's won an Academy Award. Tiana Paris has done some great work. And Imani Vellani is that wonder kid that just showed up out of left field as a comic book nerd. Samuel L. Jackson is Samuel L. Jackson. We're not doing that. So we sit up here saying the movie failed because it had 3 female leads and a male that happened to be black. No, the plot sucked. But we told you the plot sucked before the movie was released.
Well, I think the world is just now coming to conclusions that we drew years ago. And that this was going to happen the way it was going to happen, the way it is happening. And I know I said I could pull a video about my stuff. And I said a long time ago, we need to just hit the reset button, throw all this in the trash, and start out from Scriznats. But nah, I was being subversive. I was trying to speak out against Marvel and all that old type shit. But okay, this is a vibe. I'm sorry.
You know what you used to say, Big Dog? Well, you still say it, just not as much. Make it make sense. You feel what I'm saying?
And it ain't sense in words shit, is it?
No, bro. Here's the thing. regardless of what any of us want to say, regardless of how any of us view ourselves, right? Just on some real G shit, right? Friday night, we talking, we kicking the bobo. On some real G shit, we didn't all took spelling classes.
We have.
Like, let's just stop. And you had to pass that damn spelling class. That means to a degree, you know how to spell some damn words. Well, you know what? We had to take reading and writing classes too. We all did. You need to know how to write. And you need to understand paragraph comprehension. You did. So to a degree, on some levels, we all understand what makes sense, what don't make sense. We do. So you got somebody running a company who don't want to get invested in what the hell he doing. That's sad to me. that's sad to me. Like that's one of the biggest sins out there. You got somebody who don't want to get invested in what he doing and don't care enough or is insecure to the point where he not gonna hire folks to know what they're doing. So they wind up giving us these stories that don't make no damn sense, even to the common person. Even to the common person. You're gonna be a stand going hard, a movie stand. I had somebody come at me the other day. I was talking about Captain America 4. Somebody, dude, and this would kill me. The dude damn bio talking about he believe in trans rights. Clearly, blacks don't have no rights in this. Clearly, because I got called an idiot just out the rip. Well, idiot, Sam and Thunderbolt Ross don't interact like that, stupid. But I'm the idiot. And he's quoting the MCU. Daryl, do black folks don't go to movies?
By and large?
No, I'm just saying, like, is that the general? Is that what folks think? We don't go to movies?
Oh, well, maybe.
I'm gonna ask you right here, right now, for the Rock With Me Nation, Friday Night Vibes. Can you tell? Because like I said, I look at you big bro. Tell me, please, educate me, because you know entertainment is your thing. The instances in the movies in which Sam Wilson has interacted with Thunderbolt Ross.
Just in the MCU?
Yep.
Okay. If General Thunderbolt Ross and Sam Wilson interact on any significant degree, other than in a group, that would have had to have occurred off screen. Did I answer the question wrong? What?
No, because I'm saying to myself, if I know that, and I know I feel in my heart, you know more than I do, then I'm like, what was this? Why was I the idiot?
Because wait. Before you say anything else, you was on Twitter, wasn't
it? Now, it was.
Twitter is the cruelest place in the world. Do you expect love and admiration over at Twitter? Man,
it's Friday Night Live, right? I'm finna do it for all the stereotypical trope. First of all, you white. Just stay right there. You white. In your bio, you want to come across like you down with everybody because you got trans rights. Right there, you got the rainbow, but you say trans. Well, what about everybody else? LGBTQ plus. What?
I'm gonna tell you what I think about every time I put anything on Twitter. It is the literal, well, not literal, the social media equivalent of sticking your hand into a tank of piranha to get your phone.
Well, damn it, I bite back. You know that? I bite back. Yeah,
that's a lot damn biting. That's a lot damn biting. That's a lot biting. That's a lot biting.
I was like, so we doing the idiot thing off the rip. I said, that's where we at with it. I said, why not just come in? I said, you know them cats ain't interacted like that. Stop that. Stop that. Stop that. That's it. Well, I said, then you want to come in name calling folks. I said, we can't come in better than that. Like, I'm past that. You know, remember I told you in Camoyo,
I told a couple people that a few times. Hey, first of all, hey, different energy, pal.
I ain't here for all that. Then I said, let's just end this conversation right here. I'm a comic book fan. You're an MCU stan. There's nothing wrong with that. But I'm not finna judge you, nor hate on you, nor insult you because you are an MCU fan. So don't do that over here. Now, let me ask you the $1 million question, because you were very specific in the first answer. You answered the movies. Go ahead and give me the comic books storylines, because you was getting ready to go there too.
Okay. If there are storylines in the comics where Sam Wilson and General Thunderbolt Ross have interacted with one another, they are either A, crossovers to promote a motion picture, B, between frames. or in an alternate universe.
Now, here's the thing. The average movie fan cannot remember Sam and Ross interacting outside of Captain America Civil War.
The Sokovia Accords. That's the only time. That's the only time Thunderbolt Ross and Sam Wilson have ever interacted with one another face to face.
So you do Captain America 4. You've already alienated the comic book fan. You got the movie fan that's gonna go see any damn thing that's out there. I'm going. Like that's what some folks do. I'm gonna go. And I'm not judging. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. But even that person will be sitting there and in their spirit, something, as Keith Sweat would say, something just ain't finna be right. They're like, this,
right.
Something about this off. Because they gonna remember. Damn, as many times as I've been coming to watch movies and everything like that, I ain't never, and then to call Sam son, oh, I know that was gonna make some people feel awkward.
I mean,
but it's a white dude that's sniping on a black dude for just saying, because all I did was list a link saying that the movie didn't perform well. That's all. You take your issues up with the person that wrote the damn article. Like
that's all you can do. And a lot of times, I mean, we looking for somebody. You know what? People been talking a lot in the comments.
Don't get them. Let's get it caught up.
And I need to get caught up because I hate being behind on comments.
Okay. Let's go ahead. Let's devote some time to that.
Okay, Kamoyo kicked it off with Theo choosing violence.
hey, tells Kamoyo, I said because I was advised to do that by the program director.
You just told him.
Oh.
Okay.
Wink.
Yeah. Ralph was a good Superman, but the script was ass. You know what? If they had if they had a did Ralph and would just like forget trying to link anything to what was going on with the previous incarnation of Superman instead of making it a continuation, it might have worked. I just felt like that story was like, y'all could do better than that.
Listen, that was the same dude that gave him a bullshit ass X-Men movie.
It was, wasn't it? Cult classic in reference to Rocky Horror Picture Show, cult film. Paul Martin said Tim Ross in drag. I think the Tim you're thinking of is Curry, not Ross.
Right. Wait. Even in that bullshit ass script.
Which bullshit ass script are you referring to, sir?
The Return of Superman. Even in that bullshit ass script that Brandon Routh had to work with, his son had 2 damn daddies and a mama.
Thank you for pointing that out. And we know why you did it. Paul Martin said Glory had White Savior in Matthew Broderick. However, White Savior Matthew Broderick didn't win an Oscar. Plot sucked and Brie can't act. That's Kamoya.
What he said?
He said it in reference to the Marvels. Plot sucked and Brie can't act. Marvel could have been a dude.
Wait a minute. I liked her in Skull Island. That's the only movie I seen her in. So, I mean,
well, she was very deadpan and robotic in Scott Pilgrim Saves the World.
And I'm not saying that she wasn't because I didn't see the movie. I didn't see the movie, so I'm never gonna comment on something I didn't see or at the very least didn't read the plot to. But if I looked at the Marvels, right? I think what Brie Larson has suffered. Now she's a strong woman. Like she gonna speak her mind. But I think she's
you say strong woman. You say strong woman.
Strong. We country with it. We country with it. We vibing. I think she suffered unfair, and she can't shake it. I think she suffered unfair pushback from the first Captain Marvel movie. I think she suffered unfair. And what I mean by that is because I believe any woman that would have taken that role, regardless of what their credentials would have been. Especially when we're looking at, and I don't want to say it like that because it's not every white man, but it is the insecure white male. There are insecure white males that despise Brie Larson because of that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying they're right or wrong. And then there's the fan base. There's a Marvel. Yes, he's gone and everything like that. But Marvel has a fan base that's 45 years and up. He has a fan base. He has a fan base so much to the point that if I'm not mistaken, and this is why I say I lean on you, you know more than I do. If I'm not mistaken, Hasbro Marvel Legends has released a Captain Marvel action figure. So this character has some weight. And then you race swap to I'm gonna say gender bend. So it was so many things wrong with this movie that I feel have cast a negative light on her because of who she is, her personality. She's unable to shake. To her fault, she suffers from what too many of the actors in the MCU suffer from. She doesn't know who her character is. She's going off of who she was told her character is supposed to be, which is a basic retcon of the character. Nobody cares for that character. Nobody does. So when I look at her, like I said, I've only seen her in a couple of movies. I liked her in Skull Island. Hell, I didn't know that was her in Skull Island until I went back and I was like, wait, she ain't doing that bad. Tom Hiddleston was in Skull Island. Samuel L. Jackson was in Skull Island. You know what I'm saying? Great script, right?
Monsterverse stuff.
You know what I'm saying?
Monsterverse stuff.
Yeah, and who else was Jonathan? The dude that was he was on the sitcom Roseanne Barr.
The kid that played Easy E on
he was in it.
Compton.
But I'm talking about the dude that was in Roseanne with Roseanne Barr, played her husband on the comedy show.
John Goodman.
He was in it. So the cast, they all brought it. They all brought it. They all brought it. The writer brought it and everything like that. The filmographer brought it and everything. And so I don't get the negative vibe from her because the only thing else I got to see her in is the Marvels. And I'm sitting here and I'm looking like, that's not Carol Danvers. This ain't got a damn thing to do with the comic books. I know why folks finna be pissed. They gonna blame her. They gonna blame the writer director. That's what's gonna wind up happening. But the fact that you needed her, felt like you needed her to bridge the gap between two big movies. Her second movie was supposed to be Captain Marvel 2, but you knew there wasn't going to be a fan base for it. So then you overload her second movie with Imani Vellani, who got a strong praise, critical praise from the work that she did in Miss Marvel, and then you just throw Tiana Paris in there. That's what she was. She just throw it in there. They didn't have her. They didn't have an idea for why she was in the movie. Samuel L. Jackson, I think they could have did without his character in the movie. That's a bad plot.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
That's a bad plot.
But look here. We talking about Marvels, right?
Right.
Hey, that was Nia DaCosta. Why would you, and this is reflected in the comments, why would you hire her to write and direct that movie only to throw her under the bus for it?
Now, mind you, going to that, and that's a great comment, by the way. She came into this saying she's a Miss Marvel fan. So she would have been qualified to do a standalone Miss Marvel movie, Kamala Khan, or a second season of Miss Marvel. She would have been qualified to do that. The thing is that, like I said, Carol Danvers doesn't have a fan base like that. She doesn't have it in the comics. Comic book fans know that. She don't have it. She don't, and she didn't have it in her first iteration when she was Miss Marvel. As I've told people before, and you tell me if I'm wrong, Well, no, I'm just gonna ask you because I know what I would say, and I don't want it to be that. What are her most critically acclaimed storylines in the comics?
Ms. Marvel.
Carol Danvers.
Carol Danvers. Having a relationship with the Kree Captain Marvel.
Okay.
Becoming Ms. Marvel.
Okay.
Having that power taken away from her by Rogue.
Okay.
And being a star jammer.
Okay.
And an alcoholic Avenger.
Okay.
I'm just telling you the things I remember about her. You know what I'm saying? I can't go.
No. Like, that's great. Like, that's wonderful information because if folks are tuning in, they sitting up there like, and this their first time rocking with us and they don't know it. They're like, wait, what?
Hey, there was a storyline in Avengers by George Perez and Kurt Busiek where he was going into action drunk, okay, and was making bad decisions, and they got Tony Stark to be responsible.
Still is to this day. Here's why I'm laughing, because you sit up there and, like I said, that's why I disagree with Kamoyo. I say that, and at the end of the day, we can agree to disagree. That's what grown men do. I look at what she did in Skull Island, and watch this. I can't look at Captain Marvel and say the movie wasn't what it should have been because it was a DEI movie. That's a cop out. That's a cop out. No, as somebody who has went to school on at the very least at a 4-year institution, right? But you don't need that to know what something good looks like. You don't. You can have a high school education. Like, you don't take all that. You look at the Skrulls. This is problematic in and of itself. Wait, the Skrulls don't get along with Earthlings like this. This finna set up a problem later on down the road. Like, I don't know what you got going on. And it did. Now, why are we saying Secret Invasion sucked? Are we saying it was woke? Because Samuel Jackson was the lead actor. No, the plot sucked ass. The plot sucked. Okay, no differently than when you look at the plot with Captain Marvel. To me, I'm looking at the plot like, so her jet go down. So this some Hal Jordan type shit. Okay, fuck it. Let's go with it. Some Hal. Okay, her jet go down. Okay, somehow another she get dragged to the Kree homeworld. I'm not thinking a Kree warrior would have did that. They probably would have deleted her ass right there in the desert. But okay, fuck it. Let's keep going. So, also the supercomputer, the Kree supercomputer, supreme intelligence is a female. So I can't get my blue. I can't get that. What, you don't think your CGI could have did it? Okay, fuck it. Let's keep going. Well, who the fuck is this? Because I remember Marvel. I don't know nothing about these motherfuckers right here. I'm sitting up here saying myself, I'm a comic book fan. I don't know nothing about these other motherfuckers right here. What the fuck? Wait, I get the Kree attacking the Skrulls, but why are we painting the Skrulls like they innocents? This is gonna be a problem later on down the road if we plan on using these motherfuckers. Like, this is gonna be a problem. Okay, well, she turned on the Kree. No, fuck it. Ain't nobody saying the Kree good guys anyway. We just saying the plot don't make no motherfucking sense. Okay, why is she interacting with Maria Rambo? What for? This don't make no motherfucking sense. Why is she chopping it up with Monica Rambo? They don't interact for no fucking reason. Like, this ain't, what are we finna say? She's gonna be Monica's inspiration to become at this particular point in time, because we don't know what's going on over here. Miss Marvel. Oh, well, that's gonna be some bullshit because Monica ain't never been known as Miss Marvel. Where's Frank at, by the way? None of this shit is making sense. She shows up at Maria Rambo's house, not saying a woman can't own basically a farm by her damn self. That's not what we're saying. What we're saying is, well, even Clint has a wife and some kids and shit.
Ain't Maria Rambo in the Air Force? Was she in the Air Force? Was she in the Air Force?
Yeah.
She had a whole farm.
Yeah, whole farm.
What branch of the service was Sam Wilson in?
Army.
So you saying the Air Force give out better loans than the Army do?
Oh Lord. Hey, I ain't saying, I'm just saying, like, we all at the least, most of us went to high school, whether we graduated something different, but we went there. So we know what makes sense. We didn't have to write some shit. We didn't have to read some shit. We didn't have to spell some shit. So we even going looking at this. The only way you saying you like this is if you got a sibling that's whooping their mate's ass and you keep looking the other damn way just because you related to him. No, that's bullshit. Your sibling is fucked up in the head. Well, you looking at these damn movies, and I just told you how many plot holes was in this damn movie. She got to prove herself. Oh, let's throw that in there as a plot. She got to prove herself to a man. Oh, don't use your abilities with me. Fight me. The fuck? I'm not doing no bullshit. Why are we even throwing that in there? Like, what the fuck? So Nick Fury lost his eye because the cat scratched him.
But Theo, it's not a cat. It's an alien thing.
It didn't scratch him with his alien shit. It scratched him with his damn cat claw.
What you as a human being perceive to be a cat claw.
That, yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, that's just, if we gonna throw it out there, I mean, I guess, you fuck it. You like it, I love it. And then we bring all the motherfucking Skrulls to Earth. She get into a battle with the Kree, and she just, none of this shit made fucking sense. It was like, clearly, we just want to set her up as a big badass. Okay, that's not on Brie Larson. That's on the writer. That's on the director. That's on the producer. Because Sam Jackson ain't getting the vitriol Brie Larson got out this movie.
Because Sam has learned the fine art of blending the fuck in. Okay? Every movie you see Samuel Jackson, you can't, babe. If that shit flopped, it didn't flop because of Samuel Jackson. Samuel Jackson read the plot and blended in. He did his job. You'll never hear nobody talking about that shit was trash because of Samuel Jackson. You know why? Because Samuel Jackson know how to blend.
Wait, to your point, even with Black Panther 2, wasn't Martin Freeman in that damn movie? Oh, we don't say shit about him being in that damn.
Hey, you know what? You know what? He's classically trained, damn it. And there's no way a classically trained white actor could have made a movie fail so miserably.
Wait, his character in Black Panther 2, not only did it make no sense for him to even be in that damn movie, the character, the way it was written, was ass. Complete and utter ass. Like, I just got to put you in the movie to get you another damn paycheck. Like, but he ain't finna get blamed for it though.
That's my whole point. That's my whole point.
Oh man. I just, like I said,
Mr. Ray Smith said that in Jobu's Cousins.
Listen, here we go.
How can Vision buy a pot of land, but Sam can't get a loan?
You know what? The question,
he ain't got no social security number. How you get a loan?
There, don't nobody want to touch that question. You know what? It's amazing to me because
Oh, you're an
How long we been
Avenger.
at this? 5
You're
years?
an Avenger. We'll give you a loan. Oh, wait, you're a Black Avenger. You can't get a loan.
How long we been doing this there?
It's 21, 22, something like that.
We didn't ask that question how many times?
It's 21, 22.
And can't ever get a straight answer. Wait, so Sam, so you mean to
You're
tell
just
me
being silly now.
wait, hold on. So you mean to tell me Sam, who was probably an E5 or E6, honorably discharged, working as a VA counselor in Washington, D.C., living in on-base housing, driving a moderate car. Like this ain't one of them. I saw what he was driving. He wasn't driving that type of car. And he wasn't dressing like that either. He probably get his shit from Walmart.
The PX.
The PX. Probably where Sam was getting his shit from. So you mean so this motherfucker really should have had a nice chunk of change saved up? Because I'm like, well, so you mean tell me not only were you an E5 or E6, but you were overseas, so you was getting overseas pay, and then you were in combat, so you were getting combat pay, and then you had special training, so you were getting special pay. I'm sitting up here like, this motherfucker had so many bonuses on his regular fucking paycheck, which is out of fucking control. And I'm saying to myself, and you get out. Now, mind you, while you in the service, he was probably with USAA, probably wasn't with Navy Federal. So you with USAA, got a whole chunk of change saved up because you ain't spending it. We don't see you on screen spending your shit lavishly. The freshest we seen Sam look was when he was in Madripoor. That was it.
Matt Murdock can't get a business loan in episode 5 of Born Again. Okay, that's what Paul Martin said. Now, to me, that's what make it even more inconsistent. Okay, the blind lawyer can't get a loan. Wait, not just the blind lawyer, the very popular,
well, let me
well-known blind lawyer can't get a loan.
Here we go. You see how you was giving. Maybe Wilson Fisk has put the word out that anybody that gives Matt a loan is gonna get fucked up beyond all recognition. They gonna get fucked up. They family gonna get fucked up. They friends gonna get fucked up. They work associates gonna get fucked up. Everybody gonna get fucked. Their teachers gonna get fucked up. Yeah.
Hey, you know what? That shit would have held some weight if you had to fucking kill Foggy Nelson in the very first episode. That's the only person I ever cared about. I don't know what.
I ain't saying. I'm just saying, like, and that's one of those questions. But that's a blind lawyer, and regardless of how we look at it, there are things out there that could prevent.
There are laws where that shit can be construed as discrimination.
Right, but what I'm saying is
a blind person for a loan.
What I'm saying is I don't want to take away from that, because it's one of those things where somebody would interject that and it takes away from how much sense it makes no sense for Sam not to have a loan. If we're looking at business reasons and everything like that, Matt could be a blind lawyer, but Matt could be a blind lawyer that don't pay his damn bills. Thus, he can't get a damn loan because he's a bad loan risk. When you look at Sam, see, I don't want us interjecting stuff like that, because folks will interject that, and now we go chasing down a rabbit hole. No, you and I are both better.
How risky is, because we were never made privy to any of that. So to assume because he daredevil and you tear shit up all the time.
I'm just saying, like
valid reason, but at the same time, he's still a lawyer.
Well, I'm saying we don't know. He might have legal issues. We don't know. And that's deflecting. That actually takes away from the point. We're looking at, you got a synthezoid android that's able to get a plot. Stay right there. Then you got a brother who should have money saved up, banking with an institution he was probably banking with well before he was honorably discharged. And he literally got portrayed. Let's not forget the police pulled up on him. He literally got portrayed as somebody who was financially irresponsible. damn near financially indigent to the point where the community, not even his celebrity status as an Avenger, we could say Matt what could get along. Okay, not even his celebrity status as an Avenger. Daryl, you touched on that more than once. Allowed this dude to, he couldn't even get a sponsorship deal. Are you fucking kidding me? So when we look at stuff like that,
but Ant-Man did.
Yeah, exactly. When we look at stuff like that, that's the stuff that we're looking at that's literally about us. And we will allow folks, even us sometimes, to deflect away from us to talk about something else. Well, when that's something else, if I'm looking at a story from a story mode, see, this didn't make any sense over here from a story mode. I could easily write over here, well, the reason Matt couldn't get a loan is because Matt had defaulted on some loans he was getting before when Matt was working pro bono. Because we know Matt takes quite a few pro bono cases. Well, them bills still got to get paid. Okay, well, there's nothing necessary. You know what I mean? There's nothing saying that he ain't defaulted. Yeah, I couldn't get it out. There's nothing saying that he could, but we know just because you're blind, yes, it is a disability, does not make you invulnerable from being a bad financial risk to the point where nobody's going to give you a loan. Default on them if you want to. Don't pay on them if you want to. Nobody cares unless your name is, never mind.
Well, Kamala's father rejected Matt, not the bank. But he ain't scared of Fisk. His daughter can take him out. Kamala Khan? Okay.
But I don't want to deflect. What I'm saying is we're getting away from it. It's a bad plot, bad writing. That's what we didn't want. I didn't want to go down that rabbit hole because that's really what that did. We were talking about bad writing, bad writing. It's not the actor per se, like Anthony Mackie. I know folks feel how they feel about Anthony Mackie. I don't believe he can't be an action superhero.
Okay.
I don't believe he can. I believe he can be an action hero.
I just had a thought crop up in my head.
Was it a high thought?
No, not at all, actually. Do some movie directors need to remain in certain genres?
Oh, I like that.
Are there directors that excel more?
I like that.
In some areas.
I like that.
And bomb tremendous.
I like, you know what? I like that. And I'm gonna tell you why. You maybe we hitting the same strain. I don't know. So I'm gonna tell you why I like that. My daughter Kristen, she told me, she said, Dad, in every movie that he's been in, he's always been the same character himself. Dwayne Johnson, never changing. He's always Dwayne Johnson. He's always playing the Rock. Now, we can say that's good or bad, however you feel about it. But there's also somebody else who in every movie they've been in, they have always been themselves. I don't care what character they played. But it works though. Jason Statham. Jason Statham is Jason Statham in every role he's in. So
my guess was Ice Cube, but okay.
When I'm looking at something, because I think I know why we asked that question, and I'm gonna look at it like this. So, and I'm gonna use his name because it's the flavor of the month. Ryan Coogler.
Yes, that is exactly what I was thinking of.
So Queen is Slim. I got a lot of death, got a lot of tragedy, I got a lot of trauma. Okay. That's fiction. Urban fiction. That's fiction. Black Messiah and
Fruitvale Station.
Fruitvale Station. I got murder, death, black trauma. That's what I got. It's right there. It's consistent all the way through. That's based on reality. I go over here to Creed. This whole series, I got black trauma, black tropes, black stereotypes. That's throughout that whole series. Okay, Black Panther 1 and 2. I got black trauma, black stereotypes, black tropes, black death. That's consistent, right? So it's gonna work in some. It's gonna work in some genres, not necessarily so in other genres. Would it work in a Western? Depends. I don't know. But over here in a horror movie, well, death. You expect death in a horror movie, so that box is gonna be checked. Okay, this movie's taking place. It's a period piece. So you're gonna have some black tropes, some black trauma, and everything like that. Some black stereotypes. Okay, well I'm checking that box too. So I got black death,
black trauma cooked to perfection.
right?
Era.
And I got me some horror to it. Well, you know what? If I look at Bitterroot, and low key, I'm supposed to be directing Bitterroot. I low key got a example of how to make this work. I do. So I said that to say this. That's his niche. Regardless of how I feel about it, that's his niche. It's going to work in certain things. It's going to work in certain things where those things are to be expected. That's what I believe. I believe it's going to work in those things where it's to be expected. I think it's going to be rejected in those things in which it's not expected nor desired. It's going to be rejected. So I don't think it's a matter of sticking to a certain genre. I just think every genre doesn't fit that style of writing.
Okay, before I reply, I wanted to hit Kamoyo's comment here. He says some directors can't make good films outside of their genres. Okay, we talking about Ryan Coogler. What's Ryan Coogler's genre?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Does he easily, and this is why we got all of this hype of, oh, he's the voice of, because he's doing a little bit of everything, and because, and I know I'm going to sound so much like an a-hole for what I'm about to say, but it's just the way I see it. Okay, if every black actor, writer, director, producer, you either are trying to keep tied up in red tape or got them caught up in some kind of scandal where they being threatened with fucking jail time. You know what I'm saying? They ain't able to focus on their craft. They ain't able to focus on their work because they dealing with all this BS. But then there's one who has, for the most part, remained pristine and unblemished and has been dubbed the voice. Hang on. He has been dubbed the voice of his culture, of his generation. You know what I'm saying? You putting this title on him because you moved everybody else out of the way. He was the only one left.
I don't even think that's a fair title if folks look at it, because you and I just critically broke it down. We didn't say we didn't like him. We that's not what we said. What I'm saying
is there a genre called urban trauma? A genre of movie called urban trauma?
I want to say yeah, and that's those movies that, to a degree, by and large, you find on Tubi and everything like that. There's always somebody always
not drama. TR trauma, urban trauma. Yeah.
See, the thing is that so if I say urban trauma, is that synonymous with black trauma? Except it's taking place in the inner city.
If I say urban trauma, I tell you what come up in a Google search.
What come up?
The basics of trauma counseling for urban communities. Urban trauma reviews. Urban trauma informed. 5 things you should know about urban trauma. So what is urban trauma? It's a thing, but I don't think it's what we think it is.
Okay. Well, okay. So when I look at it like this, what I would ask myself is, because we've seen the black trauma in all of his movies, regardless of whether it was based
fictional,
on
non-fictional,
right.
biopic. Trauma is his forte. Yes.
So my question would be, so if and we are who we are, so my experiences are similar to some other people's experiences. Spike Lee could write School Days, but Spike Lee could also give you Do the Right Thing. But he also gave you She's Gotta Have It. He also gave you Malcolm X.
Okay.
He also gave you Inside Job.
Okay. Now you see what I'm saying? But there's a difference between the type of movies that he makes, but there is also certain linchpins. There are certain things that are the earmarks of
Spike Lee. But what I'm saying is,
it ain't necessarily black. It's
no. There's certain, like you said, there's certain nuances, and those who know how Spike Lee directed his movies, the way he did the Scream movie and Away From You and everything like that, those are all Spike Lee earmarks. Though that's not what I was referring to. What I was saying is that he's done different types of movies. We haven't seen Ryan Coogler do different types of movies. School Days was not She's Gotta Have It. She's Gotta Have It was not Malcolm X, and they didn't do the same things. And so I'm looking at this like, okay, could Ryan Coogler give me a movie with a happy ending and nobody dies? Could he give me a comedy? Could he give me an adventure?
I would love to see him try to do comedy.
I'm just you see what I'm saying? This is me being fair, because to me, those are the earmarks, the quality. Spike Lee was a generational writer. Spike Lee influenced the culture. If we're looking at Ryan Coogler, I'm looking at Ryan Coogler, and this is no disrespect to the writer. He's passed away. What movie did he did? The movie with Lawrence Fishburne, Ice Cube, Cuba Gooding Jr.
Boys in the Hood?
Boys in the Hood. Who did Boys in the Hood?
John Singleton.
John Singleton. John Singleton had a type. If John Singleton was writing a movie, you knew what to expect in a John Singleton movie.
Okay, but there's a comment in here in the chat. Okay, there was for a time in the early 90s, mid 90s, early 90s, mid 90s, where we had the urban drama. Okay, and Boys in the Hood was not made by the same people as Menace to the Society, as Jason's Lyric, as Set It Off. Okay, so there were movies that captured the urban experience. Unfortunately, because of crime and the proximity to crime and the proximity to this, that, and the third, trauma comes with that.
Okay,
whether that be small trauma, whether that be large trauma. Okay,
I want to be fair when we say that, because when those movies were out, because this is something that I used to say to a gentleman that I used to do comic book reviews with. When those movies were out, we had balance. We had other movies, black movies that were out, black romantic comedies, black romantic comedies.
Right.
We had that balance to offset it. We don't have that balance. That balance is not there. When we sit back, me and you talked about it. They gave us The Woman King, Black Panther. This is a holiday season. And me and you sit up there like, what the hell? We remember, we're not dead. We remember what holiday season used to look like for black films. They sat up there and gave us The Woman King, Black Panther 2, and what was the movie with Jonathan Majors in it?
Devotion.
The Devoted. Or
Devotion.
what?
Devotion.
Devotion. Okay. Woman King, Black Panther 2, Devotion. Yeah, I get it. I understand it. We got the black women of the Ahosi tribe. Yeah, okay. All right, cool. Okay, we getting Shuri as Black Panther. Okay, all right, cool. Okay, we got Jonathan Majors. This is military movie and everything. It's still full of black damn trauma. You ain't making me feel good about none of this. You not. And it's right there in the damn right. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Wasn't none of this no feel good moment. T'Challa died. You got us selling one another into slavery, and the black hero get treated like trash when he pass away. What the fuck?
Do we want to see us in that kind of a light? Okay, and I hear it thrown around all the time, all over social media. You don't like what you're seeing? Make better. Put something better out there on the screen. What are the hungry young directors and writers and producers that's out there right now? If they don't like what they see out there, what choice do they have? What other options are there? And what are they putting out there that's better?
I think, you know what? That's a fair question. If I look at, and that's a great question, actually. And I feel like I'm blessed to be able to answer that question when I look at the new producers, writers, directors that are coming up and everything like that. And I wish nothing but the best for them. But the best example I could give to you is Country Wayne. Country Wayne a few years ago had 2 channels going, 2 channels, and they were all comedy. Graham Adam can attest to it, and quite a few others can attest to it. Straight comedy. I mean, whatever it was, he would play various characters and everything like that. It was intent on making you funny. One of the characters was Buddy, and Buddy was that dude, that the sugar daddy, and the other one was the drug dealer and everything like that. And he became a rapper. So he would take on these various characters. The interactions with his brother and everything like that. Every time the Dallas Cowboys would lose, he wouldn't want to pay his brother money and everything. It's funny. And then it started to change. Now it's still the Country Wayne channel. It is. Every skit is black trauma. Every skit. Every skit. Like, you would never have thought that on a Country Wayne channel, you'd have seen folks get deleted like they got deleted on Power. But there are characters on this comedy channel that have either been deleted, paralyzed, and you sit there like, well, wait a minute. And it doesn't matter who's writing it, because you can tell it's different folks writing, because they'll bring an actor on, let that actor get some screen time, and then that actor will develop their own storyline. But there's no comedy anywhere in those storylines. None. And you're like, how in the hell all of y'all damn near writing the same damn thing when this started out as a comedy channel? Is that all there is? And if that's all there is, then Ryan Coogler isn't an indictment on the on black entertainment. He's a representative of it.
Okay.
That boy sound like he know what the fuck he talking about.
Okay. Now, Ryan.
So great question.
This is my thing with Ryan Coogler, and this is where I'm at with it. Okay. Black Panther, you should never ever touch again. You should leave it very well alone. The rest of that, have at it, sir. Matter of fact, love the rest of this stuff for the most part.
Listen, I heard Thinners is getting rave reviews. I heard.
Well, I think it's probably gonna be dope. It's gonna be very, very dope.
And he said they said Madonna got a mid credit and an end credit scene, so he building a universe over there. I ain't mad at that. I ain't mad at that.
Okay. Ooh, the comments is.
Wait. You know what? You just said something. Okay, I got a question. Serious as cancer.
Okay.
Could Ryan Coogler do a Blade movie?
I believe that the superhero genre is not his forte. Not by himself.
Okay, no. But think about what Blade entails.
I understand what Blade entails, which could also it result in Blade himself being deleted.
Yeah, you're right. You have to come with some stipulations in that contract. Hey, you can't kill Blade. But what? No, you can't.
Something. But here we are. Kamayo said, make fan films. There's a whole industry on YouTube. The other man has allowed us conditioned to be spectators to our own demise. For every New Jack City, Boys in the Hood, and Menace to Society, there was a Boomerang, Crooklyn, and Inkwell in the 90s.
Yeah.
My comic said there are too many channels to watch for us now. When we had less channels, we knew where to find it. Our shows: Paradise, Lovecraft Country, Harlem, Papa's House, Alex Cross, Reasonable Doubt. And I've watched quite a few of those shows, actually, my comics. Ryan Coogler could do a Blade movie, in his opinion. Kamayo said it's called Sinners.
That's what I was asking. I'm like, I mean, that's not a stretch, okay? Because Blade done been through some stuff, and you could play that up all day, every day, twice on Sunday. You could give me all the Blade. It's gonna make sense.
He did Blade.
But to your point,
Blade is twins.
Hey, make it do what it's gonna do. But to your point, though, it would have to be put in the contract. You can't kill off Blade. But I want to You cannot kill off Blade.
Why does the plot of that movie? I need, you know what? I need to do. And I do it too much, and I have to find myself. You gotta stop watching these trailers. You gotta stop watching your trailers. You gotta stop watching these teasers. You gotta stop watching this shit, because with me, if you tell me the plot and then I see the trailer and I see the trailer and then I put the plot and the trailer and I'm like, Bitterroot. It looked just like what you might possibly imagine Bitterroot origins.
Didn't I say that?
And it's like, and you said it earlier, and it's like, yeah, wasn't Regina King producing a project?
Yes.
And
now, mind you, let me tell you what makes it so sweet. What do we say? We say it benefits you to touch these IPs in all formats. Well, I did the comic book review on Bitterroot. I said, Bitterroot coming out. So I'm familiarizing myself with when I did the Bitterroot.
I was talking about Bitterroot when wasn't nobody talking about Bitterroot.
Well, me and Buddy doing the reviews back then when you was talking about it.
Y'all hadn't started yet, no.
Okay. Well, okay. So we covered it. Well, the thing is that when Bitterroot dropped again, me and you, it brings back stuff that we read back in the day. You know what I'm saying? It even make us think about the album artwork that they was putting in the book. Make you just want to go back and get it all over again, which I will be doing because it got lost. But you sit back and say, wait a minute. To your point, you be like, wait a minute. I didn't see the trailers. Now, I didn't read the plot. But you're also able to say this. I didn't read the comic book.
Because we ain't came out I ain't heard the word vampire. I've heard references. I've heard things that go on only that are associated with vampires. But I ain't heard the word vampire.
And I done heard racism exists in this time period.
Well, of course
I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna read the plot. And I'll be able to tell you for damn sure if this was Bitterroot. I just have to read the plot. Don't tell me all the vampires white, because I'm gonna know exactly what that is. If you telling me
if MJB is playing twins in Sinners, one of those twins is going to die.
Daryl,
of course they are. Who are we dealing with?
Daryl,
that hero gotta have some trauma to go crazy about.
Daryl, are you telling me all the vampires white? Don't tell me that. Don't tell me that.
No, I won't tell you that.
Okay, don't tell me that, because if that's what that is, I know what that is. You better tell me something else. You better tell me something else.
Kamoyo said, "Come on, Prophet. Of course you talked about it first. Alaska exists 5 years in the future." What?
You know what? Can we shift gears real quick?
Yeah, hey, we vibing.
So what's tomorrow? April 5th? What you doing tomorrow? I heard.
What am I doing?
Yeah, I heard it.
Actually, I'm so glad you asked that, sir. Tomorrow is prom.
Prom? Okay, so that's what you got going on tomorrow.
So a good part of the day, yes, will be dedicated to that.
Because Birdie had told me that tomorrow is National Protest Day.
What we protesting now?
You know what? I don't know what we. I don't know what we protesting. Because we've been protesting.
Because I done did videos about this shit, man. Y'all better quit playing with me. Okay, I'm a professional. So leave me alone. If it's play, I don't want to hear that shit.
Hey,
okay, if you about it, holla at your boy. If you ain't, don't be, you know what I'm saying? Because if you protesting something, and I'm gonna give you the easy playbook. If you're protesting something, you protest that shit until you get the result that you want. We don't go, I'm protesting from the 11th to the 17th. Fuck that. We protesting until the protesting is done. Okay, don't give me no dates and no parameters and no shit like that. If we protesting, we protesting. I'm sorry, I fucked up the vibe. My bad.
No, you good. You good? Because I'm high enough for both of us. So no, this is about us protesting the policies that the Trump administration is implementing and everything like that. That's us protesting as a nation.
When we gonna stop? We gonna stop when you're out of office? When we stop?
Oh well, I'm gonna help you out. I'm trying to get you there. Us black folks not participating.
They got it. And I was right to be in the attitude because we done told all these folks.
Yeah, we're not.
But now you. Let me stop. I'm fucking.
That's why I said. That's why I asked you. See, you getting work done. You going to the prom tomorrow? Relax.
That's why I said I ain't got time for all this.
Yeah, tomorrow ain't got nothing to do with us. I'm gonna be at the house chilling.
Believe you, boy. I'm gonna be with baby girl. We gonna be, you know what I'm saying? We gonna be.
Let me ask you this.
What's up?
So I won't act like I've been the only one doing it. Have you been watching these fuck around, find out videos?
What fuck around, find out videos we talking about?
Well, when folks was happy one thing was taking place, and then they
yeah. And I love the ones my sisters do, cause they be sitting there with them looks on their face like, really? Oh, for real? And what did they do to you? Did they hurt you? Roasting them. Right.
Got a question for you. So we high, we enjoying ourselves.
What do you mean, we, white man?
Yeah. So, I be watching the fuck around and find out videos, right? And I remember the one where the dude down here in Florida got beside himself, pulled up on the brother that was walking in the neighborhood, and he thought it was greasy and everything like that. And fucked around and found out and got fired. And we've seen quite a few videos where folk get beside themselves, say some stuff. And I'll be like, well, damn, did you walk out your house this morning and just say, I don't want my job no more? Because I don't know what the fuck you was thinking. So my question is this. Where the fuck do they move to? And what do they do after this? Like, do you change your whole name after this? Like, is there a place where y'all can go get a job? Like, is there a society, there's a community where y'all, is that what y'all got to do to get membership? Is say some fucked up shit? And that's the only way y'all can get in, because you just tired of doing over here. I'm not, because I want to know. I'm asking you, what the fuck do you think happens to these people when they get caught up in some shit like this? What you think they do when they get fired, move from their home? Where they go? Where they do after that?
Keep a very, very low profile.
I just
don't go on no social media. Don't post no pictures. Don't say nothing for about a year and a half.
Like, but I'm just like, I be wanting to know, was it worth it?
No.
Like, how do you go home and explain to your family? Because that's a tough question. Like, if you that person, you don't ever want to come home and say you lost your job. Now, what do you come home? What do you say to your significant other? Like, hey, I lost my job. I got fired. Why?
I was posting shit that was contrary to the policies and rules of the corporation or subsidiary of corporation or company that I work for.
Could you imagine applying for another job and they ask you what happened at your last job? Why were you let go?
You were terminated. Why were you terminated? Because I violated the policies.
Do you even list that job on your resume?
If the company who is doing a investigation into you, pre-hire screenings, whatever, if they're thorough, you better put it on there.
How do you explain this?
You don't.
You know what I'm saying? When they ask you, wait, so you got fired for policies against the company. What were those policies? You gotta, because more often than not, the person that's asking you these questions look like you. You just gotta hope and pray they think like you, because this could easily go left. Easily. Because you got to explain this. You got to explain this. And then, are you working someplace that's just all the way white, or now are you forced to work someplace where some black folks that could look you
up? Oh no, not to look up.
I just always want to know. And now, mind you, this finna be the dark humor to it, because I never understood this. Me and you was watching this story, social media, and a young man worked at the donut shop. I think it was Dunkin' Donuts, and seeing this dude look like he was the old dude on Family Guy that always be going after Chris, and he walked. And he walked into Dunkin' Donuts, and there was an issue with his order, and I think the brother had to be in his mid-30s. I'm saying the brother was in his mid-30s, And you know, he got upset. I'm not saying he was wrong for getting upset, right for getting upset, but he called the brother the N-word. And the brother said to him, say, hey man, I don't know what you got going on. We'll fix your order, but don't call me the N-word, man. I ain't no N-word. And the older dude called him the N-word again. And the black dude said, man, I'm trying to tell you, don't call me that. You call me that again, it's gonna be a problem. Now, in our culture, and my brother leave. My brother is my brother back. My brother back.
I didn't leave.
Oh,
I just hid my presence.
Oh, so you know, so the brother then gave several stages of warning that even me and you would understand in our 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s. When we talking to one another and we tell one another, hey, I don't like such and such so-and-so, don't do such and such so-and-so. You and I understand that if we do such and so-and-so again, it might entice a physical altercation. And so if we say it again, we kind of expect it. And so the elderly dude, he called him the N-word again. And I don't know, I could be just embellishing at this particular point in time. But if I ain't know any better, I swear the brother looked around like Eddie Murphy did in Harlem Nights, looked around at everybody to see what, and they all looked at him and did like this. And so we know what happened. It was unfortunate. It was unfortunate. We know what happened as a result of it. Now the thing is, the brother was not held guilty, anything like that. But my thing was, I'm like, the elderly dude had lived a long time.
Okay.
He had lived through Jim Crow, civil rights era. Yeah, he looked old enough like he had probably lived during slavery too. So he done seen a lot of stuff change.
Okay.
And so my question is, did he wake up that morning and just say, I don't even want to be here no more? Because he didn't pull up to me or you and say that. He said that to a dark-skinned brother with locks. Like that, the only thing I could have thought was somewhat similar to that is if he just would have went up to a Crip or a Blood and said the same damn thing. Like that's what's gonna happen. He didn't go up to Barack Obama and say that. Nobody like that. He didn't go up to no Smokey Robinson and say that. He did. No Carl Winslow, no Steve Urkel, no none of that. No Ace Boog. No, he didn't go to none of us that looked like we got sense. He said that to a brother that looked like he's about that life. He just happened to be working at Dunkin' Donuts.
Okay.
So my question is that what some of them do? I'm asking you. Do you think that's what some of them do? They just wake up and say, fuck it, I don't feel like living no more. And you just make a conscious decision, go do something like that.
Yes, I do. Yes.
Okay.
They might not use the same words, but the message is clear. You tired of living.
And I'm not laughing at that. I just, like I told Lisa, I said, Lisa, I think he was tired. He wanted to get gone. And he's like, I don't want to go stand in front of no moving vehicle.
He anxious to get to the upper room.
Yeah. I don't want to go stand in front of no vehicle. And I don't want to pull the trigger. How can I get me up out of here? Oh, that's it.
Speaking of trigger pulling, that's a great segue into what I want to talk about next.
That's it.
Thoughts? We tackle the tough issues around here, damn it. We tackle the tough issues around here.
I don't like my money. Yeah, I'm just gonna say that I don't like my money. Yeah, let me go, because we're gonna use this basketball segue to go ahead and shift on over to Stephen A. Smith and LeBron James. But no, he don't like his money. He don't like his money. And folks can excuse him all they want to. No. If you ain't known for doing what he doing, yeah, you might be able to get away with that. But no, that's just like Dylan Brooks kicking somebody in the nuts. You're not gonna be able to tell nobody you did that on accident, whether you did it or not. No, no. He don't like his money.
The man haven't been told before.
My grandmother used to tell me a hard head make a soft ass.
He haven't been told before. Okay, you cover some. You have some videos where you covered this. You know, where I don't know. I mean, if we want to play games like that, that's fine. But you playing games with your money. You still at the end of the day, because the NBA ain't playing. And now I did a little more poking and prying around. This occurred over the course of 2 games, not just one. So you did it in 1 game and got warned about it. And you went in the very next damn game and did it again.
You know, I asked the question. When you out there and you doing, and what do I want to be known for? If I'm doing this, what we do, comic book reviews, superhero reviews, things of that nature. What do I want to be known for? I want to be known as that person who, regardless of what was said, what was done, called it for what it was. You know what I'm saying? Kept black first and foremost. I want to be that person. And so it's a matter of what you want to be known for. Ja Morant is an incredibly gifted basketball player. That's what that is. Okay, so what's his legacy? Right now, and I don't know if that's a conversation he would even be able to understand being had with him. When you stop playing this game, because you will at some point, what are we going to know you for? What are we going to remember you for? Is it going to be because you won an NBA championship? Is it because you won multiple NBA championships? Was it because you were one of the highest flying point guards ever to play the game? Or was it because you were a gifted young basketball player who couldn't stay out his own damn way? Because that list is long. that list is long, and it can't be where fuck it, I don't like the rules. No, fool, you got them. You got to play by them rules. If Dennis Rodman can play by them damn rules, you can play by them damn rules. Play the damn game.
You mentioned legacy, and you know what I think about, or more accurately, who I think about?
Who?
Latrell Sprewell, Ron Artest, Jermaine Taylor,
O'Neal.
I'm sorry, you're right, Jermaine O'Neal. When I think about them, do I think about how good of basketball players they were?
No, we think about the brawl in the palace.
and with Sprewell about him choking his coach out. Okay, so you can have a legacy. It's up to you what kind of legacy you want to have. If that's the kind of legacy you want to have, being a little ignorant child.
I mean, it's one of them things where it's like, I can't say, and maybe we're being too harsh. And the reason why I say this is because it's easy for me and you to say what we would have did when we were his age. When we were his age, some would say we didn't have a choice because we were in the military. You gonna get in where you fit in.
It ain't got nothing to do with that for me.
I'm just saying. I'm saying some folks. I'm saying some folks. Some folks would say that. Some folks would say that. But no, I'm with you. It's your money, and this is generational wealth that we're talking about here. And it's one thing for you to come across that generational wealth and you really not have generational talent. he has generational talent. We should be talking about his team contending for NBA championships every year. He should be the face of his franchise in a great way, not an irresponsible way. He's not understanding that he has quite a few young men, women that look up for him, model their game after him, wear their hair like him, try to dress like him, in essence, conduct and act like him. And this is what you're doing. And you got a child. I would say to him, if you like that rough lifestyle and everything like that, let's see about getting him some acting classes. I think I saw a player
get him some acting classes.
Get him some acting classes and get him some movie roles.
Ain't he an NBA player?
I'm just saying, like, so he can
all acting classes, Negro.
I'm saying so he can get a role where he can act this character out. Like, let's get this. Let's think of a way to get this out your system so you can make some money, grow your brand a little bit more. Let's holler at 50 Cent, see if we can get him on an episode of Book of Power or something like that, where he played this person.
Okay, well, I mean, yeah, that is a very, very creative, specific solution.
I'm trying to help the brother keep his money.
Yeah, because make no mistake, man, NBA, they done had it with you, bro, and all that gangster stuff.
Segue.
Okay.
Because we was going to talk about this last week, but
okay.
We glad you're feeling better. Let me get that out of the way. We're glad you're feeling better. Yeah. This Stephen A. Smith, LeBron James thing is just won't stop.
It's childish. It's childish. Are they going back and forth? Are they going back and forth in tweets?
So let me do my best. And those in the comment section that are more abreast of the situation, tell me where I go wrong. Correct me when I go wrong, if I go wrong. So this started out by Stephen A. Smith making a comment on First Take in regards to it was self-serving of LeBron as a father to have Bronny playing in the Lakers, when for Bronny to get better, he needed to be playing more in the G League. Get more time, because you ain't getting on the court necessarily with the Lakers. Now, since that's transpired, Bronny has spent more time in the G League, and we've seen Bronny go off in the G League. We've seen this translate over to his game in the NBA. Well, Stephen A. Smith made that comment. What I just said in regards to what's transpired since that comment, that's my personal observance of the situation. Well, Stephen A. made that comment. Of course, it was on First Take, so you had more than one person. Brian Windhurst was part of that. Shannon was part of that. Molly was part of that. And LeBron didn't take that too well. Felt like his parenting was being questioned.
No, he did not. But that ain't how he should have took it.
And so he confronted Stephen A. Smith at a Laker game. Well, I knew this was going to be problematic when he first started doing it, because his ego. If you don't have humility, your ego will run rampant. I knew when Stephen A. Smith got his own podcast, that was going to be a potential problem, because his ego is his ego. It benefits him, but it also has hurt him in the past. And so he going on his podcast, he on First Take, and he says that was a father that was approaching him. And if I'm not mistaken, Stephen A. Smith is a father. And so he said, make no mistake, that was a father approaching me. Okay, well, if you understand it, you can, what's the word I want to say? Empathize with it, then you leave it right there. Then he says that was a weak move. That's on First Take. Then he's on podcast, his own, and he going ham. Oh, if he'd have put his hands on me, no. That's why I was telling people he was in the kill zone. No, you were sitting down with this 6'9", 262 standing. He'd have put his hands on you. He just would have put his hands on you. That's all that would have been. You just took that ass whooping that it from there. So he's on post. So now you puffing your chest out. Well, oh, okay, well now here LeBron, he finna go on Pat McAfee. He gonna talk his talk. And I'm saying to myself, I know somebody got somebody's phone number. I know somebody got Rich. I know somebody got Rich Paul's phone number. I know this. But now it's this spiraled out of control because remember when Cat Williams said what he had to say
on Shannon Sharp show,
and everybody had their opinion.
Okay, yeah,
same. Dwayne Wade got an opinion. Okay, what is it? Up with smoke. Smoke is up. What my cat's name? I don't want to talk about it. I can't get the two basketball players.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, they got an opinion. Then Gilbert Arenas, he got an opinion. It's like all of them got an opinion.
What does?
Yeah, all of them got an opinion, and they ain't doing Stephen A. Smith no favors because they saying he made it personal. Now, the only thing I don't like about it is this, and you tell me if I'm wrong. Listen, because if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm prepared to be wrong on this one. If Mr. Smith is still here, Mr. Smith will know better than all of us. Skip Bayless just said more egregious stuff about LeBron. Skip Bayless just straight up lied on LeBron James. We can sit up here and say, yeah, it was basketball related, but Stephen A. Smith ain't never disparaged LeBron James like Skip Bayless has. He ain't stroked his ego like Nick Wright has, but he ain't ever disparaged LBJ, to the best of my knowledge, like one Skip Bayless. And I ain't never, even in this, where LeBron James mentioned Stephen A. Smith and Brian Windhurst, I ain't never heard LeBron James go after Skip Bayless. Now, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. Please tell me I'm wrong.
Not to my knowledge.
How is that even right? I'm not saying he's not right for snapping on Stephen A. Smith. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not. I'm asking, how is it? Because Stephen A. Smith then gave this dude his flowers. I've heard him do it. We've heard him do it. He say this, you snap, but this dude who made a career off of snapping on you, throwing you under the bus, not one time have you even publicly addressed it.
Okay, here maybe we're asking the wrong question. Has Skip ever said any disparaging remarks about Bron?
No, that's what I said. It's always been basketball related. It ain't been about Bronny. And honestly, I don't even think Skip Bayless had a public platform as in undisputed by the time Bronny got drafted by the Lakers. I think he was off the air by then. So, but I'm talking about the stuff that he said that's on air. Like I said, and so I've heard way more disparaging. We can say that all basketball remarks. I'm gonna say basketball related comments. I wouldn't disagree with that. But they've been heinous too. Like two things can be true at the same time. He's made some heinous. Why him and Shannon Sharp used to butt heads all the time?
Because it was good television.
Good television and the outrageous stuff Skip would be saying about LeBron James. And we know Shannon Sharp is a LeBron James fan. So that's just my, like I said, I'm not saying I'm like you. I wish they would handle it like grown men. Y'all know each other's phone numbers. Y'all do.
That part.
At this point in time, it's egos now. It's egos involved. All this could be handled behind closed doors. But
Yeah, buddy.
I do look at it as one of those instances where you and I, as black men, we failed each other as black men. It should have never got here. It should have never got here. I think with Stephen A. Smith being the older out the two, if you know he was coming to you as a father, then you know it was also coming from a place of hurt, a place of personal betrayal. And I think Stephen A. Smith would have been more. I think I don't. The ego thing is the ego thing, but I think as your brother's keeper, as the elder, knowing that you hurt a younger brother, for him to even say that, I think that should have been one of those things where we're not talking about it no more. Folks can ask him about it. What LeBron said to me is what LeBron said to me. My brother, I love you. I get it. I understand it. And then reach out to LeBron privately, where it don't need to make it ain't me and your business. You know what I'm saying? Reach out to him.
I feel like bottom line, if it ain't got nothing to do with what's going on the court, you ain't got shit to say about me. That is you are a sports journalist. You cover sports related stories. If it ain't got nothing to do with a game I played, if it ain't got nothing to do with a contract I'm negotiating for my career, something like that, you ain't got nothing to say. You know what I'm saying? Digging into my personal life and digging into the personal life of my children and all of that whatnot, that's something different.
I think it's the wording that was chosen. Like, let's not question his dedication as a father. We could have easily said Bronny would be better served developing in the G League and left it there. Because there are players that need more time to play so they can be NBA level ready. And like I said before, I can't tell you that I haven't seen Bronny go off in the G League and his play in the G League translate to his play in the NBA. And when he first got in the NBA, that ain't what that was.
Kamoyo says Smith been getting chummy with Candace Owens. I ain't feeling him.
Who?
Candace Owens.
Who been getting chippy with her?
Who's Stephen A. Smith? He said, "What? Blasphemy." Say it ain't so, brother. Say it ain't so.
So
Theo.
Let me speak on that real quick. Hold on. Somebody once said the quickest way to kill a man's legacy is to stop telling his story. That's absolutely true. So while we feel the need to keep the Candace Owens of the world relevant, I don't understand that. I think some of it is, well, I might not like her, but she's relevant. So if I talk to her, do a show with her, then people gonna tune in. We got to get past that part of just wanting just to get ratings, get views and everything like that. That's that part where I talk about black loyalty. Well, Candace Owens that ain't black loyalty. That ain't black loyalty with her. It ain't black loyalty with Byron Daniels and everything like that. And I'm perfectly fine with those people going their own way. But what we do is we keep them prominent in the black community. The Breakfast Club want to interview them. What for? Let her go get interviewed over there with Fox. Let her go get interviewed over there on those channels. Don't give no life to her. Why are we even talking to her? Are there not any more relevant people that we have in our community? Now, when I look at Stephen A. Smith has gotten to this point, like I said, it's that whole ego thing once he got his podcast. Stephen A. Smith is, and he's not going to like this, to a degree, while he sees himself as a black man, he conducts himself as somebody who has transcended being black. And what do I mean when I say that? Black issues ain't necessarily prominent. You cannot sit up there and speak favorably about Donald Trump in any shape, form, or fashion as it pertains to the black race, and basically white splain it. You're not doing folks any favors, but he's at that upper echelon right now. I think he's approaching to be a black billionaire if he's not already there. So you see yourself a certain way and you conduct yourself a certain way, but they not lining up. That's no differently than the Calvins. That's no different than the Cornells. That's no different than the Williams, the DeAndres, and the Josephs and everything like that. Yeah, you say that, but then when you go on a public platform, you agree with these people. Well, how are you agreeing with anybody else that agree? How are you agreeing with anybody who agrees with Confederate sympathizers? What are you doing as a black person? You, at some point in time, you got to have that line drawn in the sand, and that line has been blurred by the almighty dollar. And Stephen A. Smith was irresponsible, but he's no more irresponsible than quite a few of these black speakers that feel like they have to keep entertaining this bullshit. No, let them go over there and be heard.
That part. Smith been getting roasted over Candace Owens. Yeah, that's what I thought was the going thing. Sympathizing for popularity or likes or views, or I mean, you can have that kind of journalistic lack of integrity if that's where you feel you need to be.
Here's the thing, and I look at two distinct differences. I look at questions being pointedly asked in regards to this current administration. And I can remember a point in time, and they glazed past it now. They don't want to talk about it now. It was a big issue when it happened, but nobody wants to talk about it now because they can't look at it as a blight on his career. You had Barack Obama running for president, and you had a black pastor come out and give a sermon, a powerful sermon. And that black pastor said, "Goddamn America." You had folks want to tie Barack Obama to this pastor. That was his church. That's where he was going. Barack Obama came out and publicly denounced said pastor. Didn't denounce his religious faith, but denounced said pastor. That's not what he stood for. He wanted to be a man of the people. You never got the other dude to do that. As a matter of fact, you got this other dude to denounce the Bible. He even tell you he's not a Christian. And folks look past that in ways they wanted to throw a flag on the play in regards to Barack Obama. Now, let me keep this same energy, because folks act like they don't know what I'm saying when I say this. When they look like deer in headlights. Now, you know what I mean when I say it. The minister, Louis Farrakhan, whether we like him, don't like him, respect him, don't respect him, the minister, Louis Farrakhan. Imagine the minister, Louis Farrakhan, running for president and conducting himself to a degree like the person that's already in the office. What would be said?
Nothing, but you see it in their actions, because they speak strongly with their actions.
Imagine, if you will, the minister Louis Farrakhan, having won the presidency, has now lost presidency. Imagine the minister Louis Farrakhan telling his followers, his constituents, to meet him at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. Now imagine what a large portion, not all of them, because we get this thing twisted. We think everybody that's a practice Islam is black. No, that's not true. that's not true. Imagine what a large portion of that crowd would have looked like storming the Capitol on January 6th. What would the headline be? And could Minister Farrakhan have ran for a second presidential term?
You know what? You know what? I see your question and I raise it by saying, what kind of society and or political system would do that?
Say it again now.
What kind of society and or political system would do that? I'm not saying a society as a whole, but society by and large, he in there. So certain demographics were more exuberant about making sure that came about than others. And now that, you know, we see in the error of our ways, we expecting everybody to kumbaya and come together and, oh, this is the only way it's going to work. We told you how it was going to work. You let your ego tell you there's no way that I will allow a black woman to run this country, and I will much rather go with the devil that I know. And that is precisely what they did. Well, wasn't such a great decision now, was it?
And I think they baffled because it's like we ain't out there protesting. We ain't out there in the streets. We ain't sitting up here like we mad. We like, no.
We ain't finna get that man the ability to call martial law and then not uncall it ever.
We're not doing that with y'all. We at the house. We at the house with our family, and we ain't even going out the house like that. We ain't even got no reason for y'all to even come in the house. We at the house chilling. We at the house chilling. We playing with action figures. We playing with action figures. We reading comic books and playing video games. We tending to our children, our wives and everything. We loving up on our wives and our kids and everything. We're not going out there like that. Oh no, we're not doing that.
I'm getting ready finna go eat. I'm hungry.
See, so we about on up out of here is what you saying.
As about what I'm saying. What you got going this weekend?
Man, we gonna try unless, you know, the good Lord move us.
Hold up. Mama Bear came through. Hey, Mama Bear, how you doing? You bring refreshing estrogen to this assemblage.
That's what it is.
We need more estrogen in the assemblage.
We do.
Tell all your lady friends that we're over here. We're over here. I'm not gonna say that out loud. Anyway. You were about to say what you got going on.
Oh man, unless the good Lord move me in another direction, man. We got the Aquagon. We got to get that out and everything like that. We got that Shadows of Dakota. We got to get that out. Like, I'm promising that to the people. We got that next issue of David List's run, Black Panther, Man Without Fear, issue 519. We got to get out to the people. And we got that what was it? Icon versus Hardware. We got to get that out to the people. So unless we do something different. Thank you so much for the Icon action figure. Put me up on that. That's lovely right there. That's lovely.
Are you happy now?
I mean, I feel like I ain't got to jump on nothing else. I might get my own version of the dynamic duo, but that remains to be seen. But yeah, that's what I got going on.
I already got my version.
All right, we know.
Why you making faces? Why you making faces? Yeah, you making faces, all that. Comic book reviews galore. I mean, I'll sit out here. I am not sure how I feel about Absolute Martian Manhunter #1. I read it. I think I need to read it a couple more times before I'm finally like, all right, because it's different. He ain't nothing like he always different. Anyway, that got your man #8 is out. Ken versus Joe. That's the fight we've been wanting to see anyway, right?
Right.
Okay, so you get to see that. Speaking of fights, Black Canary, best of the best, round 5. It continues to get ugly as shit. Absolute Wonder Woman #6. Okay. She goes to Hades and talks to Hades. And she's telling Hades stuff, and Hades is like, I don't believe. But she done did some stuff. Wonder Woman Legendary. At least absolute Wonder Woman. You know, she telling about his legend. Or, excuse me, her legend. But yeah, I'm gonna cover all of that when I'm not promming.
True that. Also, shout out to my lovely wife and everything like that. She is getting baptized this Sunday.
Oh, okay.
She's getting baptized this Sunday and
Just
everything.
in time for Easter, huh?
Yeah. So, we're gonna be doing that. Also, now, and I got to hit the brother up. I was supposed to be pulling up with King Cam on Sunday.
I was
3
looking
p.m.
for that. That didn't
Yeah, 3
happen.
p.m. Eastern time. Yeah. We're gonna do that Jamba talk and everything. I'm definitely looking forward to that. I'm gonna hit him up tomorrow and see if we can slide it back a little bit, because I don't want to be pressed for time. Definitely want to be there and celebrate the missus baptism and everything like that. But I am looking forward to doing that with King Cam. I think there's a lot to be said in regards to, I think, and I every time I think about the word, I think about him, Kazuko Slevin. I think we practice cognitive dissonance. Yeah, when it comes to imagery. You and I was, you're a Kansas City Chief fan.
Right.
I'm a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. And there's a tribalism with that. You can see somebody with a red jacket that's got a yellow and white stripe, and you assume it off the rip it's a Kansas City Chief fan. And then when they turn around and you see that Chief logo, that spearhead with that red interlocking KC with the black outline, there's a familiarity that y'all smile at each other and everything like that. Y'all acknowledge each other. Y'all is heads up. And when your team wins, you feel good. And that feeling of feeling good, it's encapsulated, like it spreads, like it's almost like, how can I put it? The feeling just translates from one Kansas City Chief fan to the other. No different than when y'all lost this year. Not trying to, throw no shade, nothing like that. But when y'all lost, y'all all felt that. Y'all felt that sense of let down, that sense of despair and everything like that. And y'all had to be there for each other to console one another. Hey man, we're gonna get them next year and everything. We're gonna do that. Like that's imagery. That's powerful.
Okay.
That's powerful. Like you winning the Super Bowl to make you feel like, man, fuck it, I ain't going to work tomorrow. Hey, boss, hey, yeah, okay, you already know, cool. And your boss being a Kansas City Chief fan, like, oh yeah, I understand. That's what that is. And we understand that because it's powerful enough to make us go tear up shit when our favorite team win. Our favorite team win the championship. Oh, we turning over cars, vans, tearing up goalposts and shit. Storming the ice. Ain't nobody got no skates on. Storming the ice and everything. So we understand it there and appreciate it. But over here, where it matters, we act like it's irrelevant. That's cognitive dissonance. And so shout out to you for doing everything you do on your channel. Grand Madam Tarot doing what she does on her channel. King Cam, being that voice and everything like that, tie all that stuff up. But the sooner we learn that as a people and embrace that, the less folks will fuck with us. The less. They ain't gonna stop. But they'll be like, oh damn, we can't even fuck with them over here no more. Oh no, we can't go over that end. So that's the thing. Looking forward to that.
Yeah, and to just kind of piggyback on that, we need to remain ensconced in uniqueness. And what I mean by uniqueness is we as a people have always had a way of communicating with one another that only we understand. And instead of that being a part of our culture, it's become a part of culture. But we have always redefined ourselves. And so we need to continue to stay in the spirit of redefinition. We need to continue to stay in the spirit of finding different ways to do and say the same things, because that is essentially what this journey on social media is basically kind of consisting of. We need to learn how to not engage. Because we think everything is about engagement. It really isn't. A lot of times it's about seeing who's gonna blink first. And if you blink first, you done already lost. So, you know, learn how to stand on that mountain peak in that crane position and not be disturbed. You know what I'm saying?
You know, elephants don't swat flies.
That's right. And I tell you a story I learned from martial arts about dragons and tigers. Tigers are anxious to fight. Tigers want to fight. Tigers are always looking for a fight, and they got skills and they got the hands to do it. But dragons are afraid of the destruction that their power will cause if they unleash it. And so they are more disciplined and only are unleashing it when it's necessary. So you want to be a dragon, not a tiger. And with that, I want to thank the Rock With Me Nation for pulling up tonight and having a good time with us. I sure had a good time. I'm going to go eat me a sandwich, though. I'm D-Real, and that is Theo B, and this has been Friday Vibin, and I appreciate y'all coming out. That's it for now, and fret not, we'll be coming at you with another one of them other ones, and until we do, y'all be good to each other. Peace.